What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back from video, and today's video is actually my Bleach episode 20 review. Again, I missed the whole Rukia, as not episode, so there's no point in me reviewing it. You guys kind of already know what happened, right? But also, I was busy as well, but I was definitely going to try my best to do it. I was trying to do it yesterday, but I had to take care of some stuff, whatever. But I have to talk about this episode. If you're a Bleach fan, again, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, right? Yo, listen, obviously, you understand, I'm a Bleach guy, right? Again, I've read the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight like 10 years ago, right? Probably like 2013, 2014, whatever it is. I ain't gonna lie. I thought this fight was one of the best. I thought this was one of the best fights in anime and manga of all time. I'm gonna say a top 5 fight. I'm not gonna say number 1, but I'm gonna say top 5, right? Because, again, I read this like 10 years ago, right? But to see it animated was like a cinematic movie. It made it look like better than any big budget live action movie. It looked better than Barbie, Blue Beetle, Secret Invasion. It looked better than any big Indiana and the Dials of Disappointment. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, how can the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight look like a godlike masterpiece, cinematic masterpiece, but you have these big budget live action movies like your Little Mermaids and all this other She-Hulks and all this other crap, and y'all can't even do close to the type of impact what this KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight in this episode did, right? So obviously, I'm gonna go over it. So Ken, you already know about Yachiri fighting GREMMY's imagination, blah, blah, blah. Then GREMMY does the imagination to make her bones like cookies. Then KENPACHI comes in there like a savage saying like, hey, I am the strongest. I am the best, blah, 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 like a savage. Then GREMMY comes in there and is like, no, I am the strongest, Stern Ritter. And of course, he's fighting. KENPACHI's about to, cut GREMMY, but then, he does this lava, water, all this other crap, whatever it is. And then the thing is, obviously, Yachiro, she gets her bones back and, goes and he pretty much tells Yachiro to stay out the fight, right? And then KENPACHI's like, to GREMMY, he's like, okay, you say you're the strongest Stern Ritter, but don't you want to fight the strongest? If you are the strongest, then fight. He's like, I've never proven, because, the way GREMMY is like, he's been so powerful and, really powerful with his abilities that nobody wanted to challenge him because of how powerful and demonic his abilities are, right? So when you have someone like KENPACHI, so like, hey, if you're the strongest, then prove it, right? And with GREMMY, also another thing with GREMMY, right? The voice actor who does him is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, right? The Japanese voice actor. So a lot of people are like, oh my god, he sounds like Tanjiro. I'm like, yeah, like that's Tanjiro, right? So that's the whole big thing with that, whatever, right? So that's the whole big thing with that, whatever, right? Yeah, so that's the whole big thing with that. So with the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight is that I personally loved it, right? So that was the whole big thing with that. And with the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight, I personally loved it. And I liked how when GREMMY went all crazy, whatever it is, he was able to use the guns and all this and the missiles and everything like that. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is what it was. This was just a masterpiece. It was a cinematic masterpiece. So I loved it from that perspective, right? I loved it from, GREMMY was such a demonic savage. He didn't really care about anything, right? So when that happened, I was like, yo, KENPACHI's attacking. Then you have GREMMY going in. Then he has the giant hand, and then KENPACHI slices GREMMY up and then cuts him again. And then you have the giant meteor. Then you had him finally releasing his Shikai. It was just amazing, man. And the way KENPACHI was such a badass, it was just so great to see that, right? And then when you had GREMMY use his space vortex, then he did the bombs and blew up KENPACHI and he still couldn't do it. And I liked how the anime handled the imagination ability. Like, if you imagine something so powerful that imagination is about to kill you. Because pretty much what happened with the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight with the ending is that with GREMMY, he imagined KENPACHI as an unmanageable monster. But as this unmanageable monster, and that unimaginable monster managed to kill him. So pretty much he imagined KENPACHI so powerful that his own power killed himself, and he couldn't have the body to contain it. And at the end with the brain and stuff like that. But overall, I loved the episode. I thought it was great. I thought it was peak fiction. I thought it was a masterpiece. Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. So that was my personal opinion, right? I thought it was really, really great. I thought it was a masterpiece. I thought it was a 10 out of 10. I was fanboying like crazy on Saturday, and I thought it was straight up peak fiction, right? And it was a perfect episode in my personal opinion, right? And I just loved it when the meteor came out. I was like, oh my God, that meteor was going to break everything. And of course, next week we're going to have, if you read the manga, you know what's going to happen, right? But I want to see how they handle it better this upcoming Saturday. So again, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys like the KENPACHI versus GREMMY fight? I thought it was peak fiction. I thought it was a masterpiece. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace. Have a great day and take care.